Hey everybody, how's it going? Today is day 31 in our Bible reading plan, Exodus 1 through 3 and Psalm 31. And we're starting a new book, Exodus. I love the Old Testament. I love Moses. He's one of my top two favorite prophets. What is not to love about the next few days? I don't know. But Exodus 1 through 3 is action-packed. It is full. You get a lot in terms of where we are. Exodus is a book of leaving. Exodus is coming out, and God is going to move his people from Egypt, where they've been for 400 years. They feel forgotten, but they're not forgotten. And God's about to take them into the promised land, fulfilling his promise to Abraham that came back in Genesis 12. So I hope you're excited about what's to come. The story, this reads like an incredible story. We hear about the oppression of the people of Israel because they were growing, and just some small reminders that when things are tough in your life, it does not mean that God's upset. God might be setting it up to get you out of the place you're in and going into the place where he wants you to be. Often oppression comes because things are going well. And the response of the oppression was that the people of Israel were discouraged and they cried out, and God's cry came to the Lord. And one of the ways that he was bringing a solution was through this man, Moses. And what looked like such a promising thing in Exodus 2, he's born at a time when all of the boys of the women who were Hebrew were being killed. And instead, Moses is saved miraculously by none else but the daughter of Pharaoh. And again, in a very divinely ordained story, it is the mother of Moses who brings him up. So he understands who he is, even though he's grown up in the house of Pharaoh. And this is so relevant because it sets up what Moses thinks is going to be God's plan for his life. And so he does what he thinks is right, but he does it in his own effort, in his own timing. And the outcome is that he ends up going to Egypt, hiding by his new family, his new father-in-law. For 40 years he spends taking care of sheep. This man who thought he was called by God to deliver the people of Israel instead now is on the backside of the wilderness. And lo and behold, that is when God shows up and the miraculous happens. God speaks to him through the burning bush. And just a couple of highlighted verses. Of course, the end of Exodus 2, God hears you when you cry out. He has not forgotten you, no matter where you are in your life right now. I absolutely love the big idea, which is this: when you feel the most forgotten by God is often when he is preparing you the most for what he has for you. I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face today. If you feel forgotten by God, he's preparing you for what he has for you. In Exodus 3, it's the big call of Moses. He is petrified. He's scared. Gone is the self-reliant, self-sufficient, self-effort man. Now is a man who needs God, and it is the perfect place for him to be used by God. And we are introduced to the name of God, Yahweh, I am, he was, he will be, he is holy. That name became a name that the people of Israel wouldn't even utter because they were afraid of taking God's name in vain. And so just some immense richness. God tells Moses, it's not going to be easy. The call I have for you is not going to be easy, but I will be with you. The promise of God's presence is your instrument of boldness and courage today. He is your guard because he is with you, because he has not forgotten you. There's nowhere you cannot go. There's nothing you cannot do. Rest in him and be blessed by his word. Love you guys, and I'll see you again next time.